Hey y'all, this is Jaye and welcome to Dare to be Jay. In this video, I talk about what I call an in-between therapist treatment plan. It's something that I modified from a project in college because I am stuck in between therapists and feeling like I need to do something about it. So if this is you or you think you can relate, keep on watching and learn more about this plan. Hey, so today we're going to talk about something that I'm doing for myself to help with my mental health while I'm in between therapists, and I call it an in-between therapist temporary treatment plan, right? So in this video I'm going to go over that and where this kind of came from. The plan itself, the process, the procedure comes from something I did in college. So that's where the idea came from. Thank you, learning. Pretty much I started to do this because the last time I was in between therapists, I was feeling really frustrated. You know, I knew I had things to work on and I really wanted to work on them. And at that point in time, I couldn't find somebody who was a good match for me, right? And so I kept talking with people and oh, this one doesn't work, this one doesn't work, this one doesn't work, and then it's been 1 month, 2 months, and sometimes it could be hard to find a therapist. Right now, my issue is that I'm in Costa Rica and I can't see anybody in the U.S. and I'm still figuring out and learning how the Costa Rica, like how do I find somebody here? I don't know. I'm still learning, figuring it out. If you know, hit me up because I need help. Yeah, so I noticed that with creating a treatment plan for myself, it makes me feel like I am in control. It gives me a little bit of power back, whereas sometimes it seems like looking for a therapist is this ongoing, never-ending thing. So that's kind of where it came from. It came from me just wanting to improve my symptoms, my experience with mental health, and that's its purpose, that's its intention. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to walk through the document that I created. If you're interested, take a look at it because it's really cool. Okay, like so cool. All right, so I created a document in case anybody was interested in using my temporary in-between therapist treatment plan. Okay, so this is what I did. Take it, leave it, whatever. There is a link in the description, so you can click on that and you can view this document on your own time. You can make a copy of it if that's your jam. It is all on you. But let's just take a quick run through so that we know what we're working with. The first thing I want to point out is over here, there is a document outline. So if that doesn't pop up right away, click on that. And this can help you navigate it because if you click on, it will fast forward to wherever you are in, wherever you want to be in the document, right? So a quick summary of the steps that I did are to 1, research, 2, identify a goal, 3, come up with a treatment, 4, measure the impact, and then 5, assess the effectiveness based off of your measurements, right? And I just want to remind you, this is not to replace therapy. This is just a tool while you are in between, or just a tool, right? So the first thing is research. I know what you're thinking. I already know about my mind and my mental illness, but you never know what's out there. There could be a lot of new things you haven't seen before, old things that you forgot about, whatever. So this first step is really important. And on here, I have to look it up. Also, you can read some books and ask people that you know, because the internet, books, people are have a wealth of information, right? So the second is to identify a goal. For me, I've had my goal as to increase feeling of ease when leaving home and interacting with others. I have generalized anxiety disorder, and when I leave home, I feel super, super anxious, and when talking with others, I feel nervous because I don't speak Spanish, and I'm learning. So I get really, really nervous, and so that's what my goal for my anxiety is. And if you're not sure how to make a goal, I would recommend using this link here for SMART goals. That is really helpful when it comes to making good goals. All right, step number 3 is to select a treatment. So when I say treatment, I mean a research-based action that can potentially alleviate one or more of your symptoms that you're experiencing, right? So with selecting a treatment, this should be based off of the research that you've been doing, whether that's from a person, a book, or online. Don't just do things randomly. Just make sure that they have a little substance to them, right? So for me, I chose to sweat 3 times a week and meditate for 10 minutes. And I explained why I thought these would be helpful. So the rationale or the reasoning is really important because 1, it helps you know why you're doing it. And 2, it kind of makes sure that you have a vet, like it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this because, right? So make sure you have some substance. Step 4 is measurement. So this is my favorite. I love measuring and collecting data. That might just be me. I don't know. But this is really my favorite part. And I think the cool part about measurement is that when you do find your therapist, it will be cool because with these measurements, you learn about yourself and you can go into your therapist saying, hey, I noticed that when this trigger happens, my emotions are a level 4. What can we do about that, right? So you have a good understanding of yourself, which could help you in therapy. So for measurement, you have to choose what you're going to do. Are you going to keep a journal? Are you going to do a feeling chart every other day? Are you going to do a survey? Choose what you're going to do to measure. Once you figure out what you're going to do to measure, you want to figure out when you're going to measure this, right? So there's 2 pieces to this. The first piece is how often are you going to take a measurement? Are you going to do a chart every day? Are you going to do a reflection once a week? Are you going to do it 3 times a week, twice a week, once every other week? Figure out how frequently you're going to measure this treatment. After, you also want to think about how long you want to test this out, right? For me, I'm choosing 2 to 3 weeks. I'll probably end up doing 3 weeks because it takes 21 days to form a good habit. But so choose a time. Do you want to do this for 2 weeks? Do you want to do this for 3 weeks? Do you want to do it for 10 days? And after that is when you will assess the information, right? So now we're getting into step 5. So step 5, assess. This is where you take a look at everything that you've gathered. You look at your reflection journal, you look at your emotion chart, and you look for patterns and you analyze yourself, right? So you assess, hey, I meditated for 10 minutes every day, and I noticed that my overall feeling of anxiety decreased by 1 number. That's kind of cool. Or maybe I meditated for 10 minutes a day and nothing changed. That's also helpful information because now you know that is not a tool that is helpful for you, right? So this assessment stage is crucial because it gives you an understanding of what you potentially could do next, right? So at this point, you can say, hey, meditating 10 minutes a day works for me. I'm going to keep doing it. Or this doesn't work for me. Or maybe I'll do 5 minutes a day. Or, you can look at what worked, what didn't work, and make a plan of what to do to move forward from there, right? And the last thing I have on here is just some closing thoughts about mental health. And if you have any questions or you want to talk, feel free to send me a message, leave a comment. I'm a person. I'm here. Hey.